What's important is what we got to talk about today. And Residente is my guest today on the show. Appropriately wearing the Puerto Rican flag on your T-shirt.
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Hi, what's up?
It's good to see you, man.
Yeah, the same.
First of all, and thank you, because if you don't know, a lot of people credit you not only because of the amazing work you're doing in Puerto Rico, but really credit you for like taking what was like grassroots, how people were feeling in the grassroots of it, that were paying attention to politics, and really helping to lift that voice and make it mainstream and let everybody understand what was happening in Puerto Rico, and really starting this, just lifting the protests and really being a powerhouse behind what Puerto Rico has been able to do. And so thank you.
Yeah, no.
And
it's part of my duty as a Puerto Rican,
Yeah. Have you been surprised about how much you could do with your voice? Like how you've been able to influence people
Yeah, I think that happened early in my career after Atrévete or before Atrévete. I did a song called Dear FBI because the FBI killed a man in Puerto Rico, and it was huge. And half of the country was like happy and the other half like angry about the song, but it was a powerful song, and I did it in one day, like just the song that I did with Benito, because we did two songs, Bellacoso, which is like the reggaeton, but
Fun.
before that we did like one
more
about what was
political.
happening. Yeah, more social and very direct to the governor,
right.
ex-governor. So yeah, I know how it works, and it's difficult, when suddenly people listen to your voice and you move masses, because then you become a target too, and not only people that doesn't like what you're saying, but also the government. So
have you felt that? I can only imagine.
Bro, like if you listen to now it's more calm, even though I'm on fire because of the Puerto Rican situation, but back in the days I was very I was doing, making a lot of social comments in different countries, and people, they got confused. Some of them, they thought that they were political, and yeah, man, we got shot in Venezuela, like in the car once, in Colombia, death threats, regular, and it's like. But as an artist, I learned that you have to be honest with what you feel and say what you feel, and think also what you're saying. You have to think about what you're saying.
People don't always understand the other side of that. Yes, there's a responsibility, and so yes, it's great that you do it. It's responsibility, but also there's sacrifice also that comes with being a voice like that.
Yeah, like I do it because it's part of me, And for me, it's part of the duty of an artist, as an artist. Otherwise, I don't know, you're not being honest. Because as an artist, you have to be a reflection of what you feel. And you feel everything. You feel the party, you feel sex, you feel religion, you feel politics.
Yeah.
So you have to talk about everything.
Yeah.
If you're only talking about the party, then you're a liar, That's what I think. Or you can say, oh, I just want to talk about the party and not the rest. But it's kind of like, then you're doing it because of a business, But for me, art is not a business. It's part of a business, but it's more what I feel, and then the business we can talk about the business.
Yeah,
later,
but then also when you become a voice that moves people and organizes people, then people think that that's all you should do anymore.
Yeah.
Like you can't do a song about a party, or you can't be on the beach having a party, or you can't.
Yeah. Oh, you're a sellout because now you're doing this with Bad Bunny, and it's like, no, bro. Like I've been doing like this since
I'm an
started.
artist.
But that's why I'm still like not only alive as an artist, but doing concerts and a lot of like that's the balance that I was able to maintain. In order to be alive as an artist, because when you start like being, I don't know, social, not political, but more social, they put you in a box, And also I want to be entertaining, and I make fun. I use like a lot of black humor in my lyrics. So it's nice. You have to know how to do it,
Yeah.
Otherwise you become boring, and it's something, I don't know, like a cliche of
Yeah.
someone, a fighter, a rapper fighter.
Right. Can we talk about, because there are a lot of people that understand that Puerto Rico stood up and they understand like, wow, they got it done. And I think just that notion of, without the politics of it or whatever, the fact that people could stand up as a people and,
Yeah.
and with no violence and with no, and
Yeah.
families. And when you look at those pictures of everybody that came out, that is inspiring to people all over the world.
Yeah.
What did that feel like for you as one of the powerful voices within it? And also you were on the island when this was all happening.
No, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, like to be able to see that. And I was with my son too, so it was great. And that never happened in Puerto Rico. You know that we are a colony of the U.S. and I like it here. And I have, two of my band members, they're from the U.S. But I would like to be, by like you guys, free, independent, with one flag. And this is the first time that people protest using the Puerto Rican flag, because they used to use the U.S. flag, and it was kind of, sometimes it's weird because they're fighting against something that started out with the government here, Like for example, the Junta de Control Fiscal, which is what they're using to control their money and taking money out of workers and teachers and schools and health to pay rich people, to make it simple, because it's more complicated than
of course.
that,
No, but please, it's important for people to understand this, the simplicity of people robbing people of what's
they were
their
robbing,
rights.
and
Yeah.
the great thing is that in this protest, no one, like, I wasn't thinking about political parties or my ideals. I was thinking about being united as a country, and that's what happened.
It's so confusing the way Puerto Rico sits in the history of the United States.
It's completely, because right now we are Estado Libre Asociado, which means we are a state free associated. That's the definition.
Yeah, but
Free,
what does that mean? That we can.
That means that we're not a country, but we are. It's like, it's weird. That's why we have two
when
flags.
It's convenient, we're a country.
Yeah, we are a country for the war.
For the war,
Yeah,
we
go to Vietnam.
Puerto
we go to all
Ricans,
the
you're
wars.
with us
Yeah.
when it's time for war.
Yeah.
When it's time for spreading the money around,
Yeah.
not with us.
Yeah, they take money. Of course, like it's not gonna be like the U.S. the government is there to help us. They never go to any country to really help. They go because, if they're gonna have something in exchange, of course.
Who would you put in place?
Me, I like a guy called Manuel Natal, but he's a little bit younger, by the Constitution. You have to be 35, and he's gonna be in 2020. It's gonna be 34. But man, let's change it. Why you don't change for real? Like, we didn't write anything there. Like, we should start like making changes, because it doesn't work, and it was applied by, I don't know.
People who don't even know what's
they don't
happening.
care about Puerto Ricans. They just did it. Those people, like the people who make the Constitution, it wasn't made by a Puerto Rican.
Yeah. If he can't, do you have somebody else? Because people are probably looking to you now to so now it's like everybody stood up and there was change. We don't like the change. What do we do now?
Yeah, they're asking me, bro. Like, I'm not getting not getting paid for, like, this is not my job. Like, I'm here to support everyone, like, as an artist, but I don't have to find the solution of everything.
I know people wanted you to go in office. I know, which is kind of crazy.
No, it's not gonna happen. I swear a lot. Like, I talk bad words.
You probably have dark things in your past, so you don't want to come up.
Yeah, super dark. No, they come up already. Like, all the dark shit, I put it out.
I'm sure that disappoints a lot of people that you have no interest in being a leader.
Yeah,
in that way.
I'm ADHD, bro. Like, I'm gonna be flying, and
you're gonna be a bad leader in that way.
Yeah, I'm a good leader, but I'm gonna forget about things. It's like, I forget about making these payments, or I don't know, this meeting with the president. No, it's not good. No, but I'm very responsible. I work with my ADHD.
Do you really have that? I thought you were just kidding. You really have ADHD?
For real, yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Is it like a
extreme ADHD? Like,
really? Why? From forever, since you're a kid?
Yeah, I had even worse, but I got better, I think.
What is it? What are the symptoms? Like, how did they know you had it?
I'm very impulsive.
Yeah.
Like, I say a lot of stuff on stage that I shouldn't say.
Yeah.
And I'm very inquieto. I don't sleep too much.
Mm-hmm.
I sleep like today. Slept 4 hours.
Mm.
It's like a list. So
Yeah.
you have to check all of the list, and if you have everything, then you have it.
Yeah.
You know, if you have one, it's okay. You know, but
Yeah.
everything together is like a combo that
Yeah.
it can be trouble.
And also not good for a governor position. Or
No,
any type of
but
political position.
yeah, maybe I can do it later. And right now, I don't want.
Yeah.
Of course not. Oh, I'm a rapper, man,
Yeah.
and I like to make. I like film. I make my own videos. I'm making this album that is coming out in October, and I'm working with very interesting people, rappers. I was speaking with Nas about it like I don't know, like 3 weeks ago or a month ago, and he was like, "Wow, like I wish I had this idea before, you know, because I'm working with brainwaves. I'm using my first album was based on my DNA. So based on my DNA, I went around the world making music. So humanity comes from Africa. So I went to Burkina Faso, Ghana, Niger.
Mm-hmm. And it's a documentary. People can see all that, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
Residente. It's very interesting. And now I'm working with waves, because music is created by waves. So I started out with my brain, and then I started out with other people's brain, or I don't know how you say it, but and that's how Bellagoso, part of the rhythm, came out, because I use an EEG, which is something that you put in your brain, in your head.
Is this really, you really did this to make this?
Yeah, with Benito and with Bad Bunny, and then I take all of his frequencies, and those frequencies
wait a minute, I don't understand. What do you mean you had an EKG? You put
EEG,
EEG, right?
It's like a thing. I can show you.
Yeah,
in a
let me
picture.
see this.
Yeah.
And you put it on, and what? And it makes a noise about what's going on in your brain?
No. You get numbers.
Okay.
And of course, if there's numbers, you can turn numbers into music. You just have to.
And you did an EEG on Bad Bunny too?
Yeah.
So you have these things on your head, and then what happens?
And then you get numbers out of it.
Uh-huh.
Frequencies. So those numbers, you can set parameters in between 0 and 88, which they're like the notes, the amount of musical notes, the regular amount of musical notes.
Uh-huh.
So you set those parameters, and you can make sound with it. So or you can make, take a rhythm. You can apply it the way you want it, So I'm using also brainwaves of animals, like worms, flies.
But what does it tell you about somebody? Like if you put that on Bad Bunny, or if you put one of those on me right now, right? What does it tell you when you see it back? Like what does it tell you about the person?
No, that like with the EEG, you just get like numbers and like it's like electric shocks.
Yeah.
So it's not like we're gonna read your mind. You can get more information, like the fMRI. So you can get like a lot of information from the brain.
Uh-huh.
They can tell you what you're thinking and everything.
Wow.
And so I'm working with Yale University,
Uh-huh.
and also I'm pronouncing it well.
Yeah, Yale, it's perfect. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because one time I was at the studio and
you
I
call
said,
it Yale?
no, Yale. Like,
Yale.
There's a choir that is coming from Yale. So,
Oh.
and then in the studio, they were like, oh, nice. And then it was like a bunch of girls, from Yale. And they were like,
We thought they were
thinking
from
like
jail.
they should have done like something very bad in order to be in Yale.
These nice little young ladies.
Yeah. So,
Oh, that's funny.
so I'm working with them and with some scientists, and the album is, I'm
And you're
still
making
working.
an album based on these brain waves?
Yeah, like you're gonna see, like they're like I'm applying, like I'm using a beat, and suddenly there's sounds that are based on the.
So do you have to be an
brainwaves.
artist or musician to be able to use somebody's? No, you could use the brain waves of anybody, right?
For example, I did a song that it's gonna be heavy and very nice, and that song I'm using the brainwaves of worms. So the harmonies and melodies that the girls were singing, they were based on the brainwaves of the worms.
Worms?
Worms, yeah, like the worms.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a brain. They have like
They do?
304 neurons.
How do you even put an EEG on a worm? How do you even do that?
No, they do it. They do it differently. Like they inject like
This is the weirdest shit I've
fluorescent.
ever heard. I've never heard
Yeah.
anything like this.
Yeah, they inject like.
So you're
like
on
a
some other
fluorescent-
shit. You're just on some other shit.
Yeah, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. So
Do you
that's.
smoke weed? You smoke a lot
No,
of weed?
no, no. I don't. I
No
don't
sm-
smoke.
no weed.
I wish I started the other day. Like I smoked when I was a kid, like
Uh-huh.
super young, like 12. But then I started to have like panic attacks and shit.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
work for everybody.
I stopped. I drink. I like rum and beer.
Yeah. Okay, good. And
the
what is
songs
the
are
what
nice.
is the grand thinking behind it? Like, what are you trying to uncover, unveil, like make people? I don't know. What is or is
Well,
it just
there-
experimental?
There are several things. First, because when I did the DNA album, like I was traveling the world, so I went to different places, and I was, I don't know, in a place that they were at war, and I couldn't write about, I don't know, fighting with my ex. So because I was concentrated in the war thing, right? So now I was thinking how can I create a concept that is connected. All the songs are connected with each other, like in the DNA album, but I can write about whatever I want. So
Oh, so
that's
it's-
why I'm writing about
get it.
everything that I have in my head. So that's the concept. So I can write about whatever I want.
So it's like a way to
But it's
escape
connected.
what's currently going on in your head and in the world. And
Yeah, it's a way of being free of writing whatever I want and maintaining a concept.
got it. So when you present a concept like this to like Bad Bunny, and you say, "I want to put this thing on your head," we're gonna do this thing.
No,
it's
he
gonna
loved
be-
it. He
He
loved it.
did. He
Yeah,
got it
yeah.
right away.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, you're crazy. I like it. It's nice.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and the label also. They know me. Like I like to do that. Otherwise, I don't do this.
Yeah.
I don't do
It's
this.
too boring.
It's too boring if I go. If I wanna, it's too boring. Like doing music to be in the top 20. For me,
Yeah.
for real.
I get that.
Like you have to feel it, man.
Yeah.
If you don't feel it, then I don't know. I do like. That's why I wanna get like be entertained while I work. you
Yeah.
know?
You are a very interesting guy. I'm thoroughly enjoying this conversation also, by the way. This
Yeah,
is not
cool,
what I
cool.
thought we were going to talk about today at
Yeah,
all.
me either, but it's fine.
It's just sometimes you have to just go
Fine.
with it and just go where it
Yeah,
goes.
yeah.
All right, good. Well, I cannot wait to hear this project. It sounds very interesting.
Yeah, no, and you have Bellacoso, which is the song that I'm put
you have
out
out
with
now?
Benito. Like we had a lot of things happening around the song like 2 weeks ago, but because of the Puerto Rican protest, we decided to stop because it didn't make sense. Because the song is about being happy and partying and the beach,
Dancing, yeah.
and then it didn't make sense.
Of course.
So we stopped, and now we're starting to move it and promote it. And it's a very nice song. Even though it's reggaeton, I like to write a lot, so it's like 60 bars, in between, but more than 60 bars in between the two of us. You don't have that in a reggaeton song. Usually it's kind of like, I don't know, 8 bars.
Is that it? Really?
Yeah, or 16, like regular. Like
repeat?
we were like really having fun. Like the first verse is 30 bars. The other verse, his verse is like 20 something. It's nice.
All right, we need to talk about Puerto Rico a little bit because
Yeah.
I mean it's weird when because we're here, right? And also I feel like there's Crazy Legs well.
Yeah. He sent me a message.
What did he say?
No, like because he was gonna go to Puerto Rico.
Oh.
Like, but I saw the message late, and then he said, "No, I just came back."
Well, 2 things. One, I disagreed with him about because he was like getting on Jennifer's case because he felt Jennifer took too long to speak out about it. And I just feel like you can't control how people, you don't know. I just feel like everybody has a platform and a voice and there to use it. And she did eventually. That's just my opinion. He was irritated by it. I don't know how you feel about that.
Everyone has their time. What bothers me is when that they don't know. Like, for example, in the case in Venezuela, everyone puts the flags because it's politically correct to talk about what's happening in Venezuela because the United States government not supports Venezuela, but supports the opposition.
Yeah.
So if you talk about how bad it is, because it's really bad, what's happening there is completely wrong. It's a dictatorship, but at the same time, you have the government that wants to go in because there's oil and everything. So when you see people supporting without thinking other countries, and then your own country takes you time, which is something simple. But every artist, they have their own opinion, and if they don't want to talk, that's their
Also,
situation.
in her defense is that like when I first was seeing what was happening, it was so overwhelming. Sometimes you don't have the words. Sometimes you
It's confusing too.
it's confusing, but you also don't have the
some people.
words, and so you don't want to get on and say and type and you're doing some type of something that doesn't.
She didn't
feel...
have to say anything if she didn't feel it.
Yeah.
I completely support the fact that if you don't feel something, you don't have to say it. You say things that you feel.
Yes.
That's my problem.
Yeah.
I always
Say
feel
what
things.
you feel,
And I say everything, but some people, they don't feel it, so it's okay. Like everyone has their time. The important thing that if she said something, that's
She
perfect.
did. But then another thing that he posted that I agreed about, he was just saying that he was trying to help close the gap between Puerto Ricans in Puerto Rico and all of the Puerto Ricans that are here, like the New Yorkers, and getting away from the stigma of that we're different and what, and trying to bring us, I guess, together. How, if you're not on the island and all these initiatives are going on, how can we most support what's happening?
Man, everything is a support. Like social media is support, right? And also, like here, they did some protests and in
here,
Union
LA,
Square.
Union Square, Los Angeles. I think
here in New York, they do it often. Like I've been to several ones, in New York, here in New York. So that way, and also spreading the word, the word. Like here, like you have the radio.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like you can say something if you feel it,
Yeah.
But you don't have to be super careful, but it's important to understand what's happening, and then you say something that you feel comfortable about it.
Yeah, I always do that. I always go to people who I trust that really understand and I trust their opinion and I trust their perspective when I'm confused about something, and then make my decision based on that.
The thing is that people have to understand that this is not about a political party. That is very simple, but some people don't understand that. They think it's about a political party. No, it's about being better. So we just have to find a candidate for this.
I wish they could organize here the way Puerto Rico organized.
I love the way you're saying it, because for me it was a dream come true to see what happened over there. Here I think they're organized too, but yeah, they can be even more. If you have artists that they say, okay, let's make a shot like we did, and they say, we're going to go tomorrow to Union Square to protest against this guy. Everyone put it on Twitter together. People are going to go.
You seem like such a thoughtful person, and that you probably let things get to you. You get fired up and you're passionate. Does it ever make you nuts? You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah. My brother I have my family works with me, like one of my brothers, and he's the one who controls me. Like, bro, like take it easy there. But yeah, like everything I feel it, and in the music industry that happens to me. At the beginning, at first, I was like all the time feeling
passionate.
Back in the days. Now I'm okay with Sony and everything, but back in the days I was firing them, throwing fire to them because I believed that they were my friends, and suddenly I saw, no, this is business. What the? Right. So you're treating me as an object and as a business. So I was like, oh, okay. So I started to write songs, throwing shit to them, but at the end, I understood the game. Right. Now I understand the game. And
yeah. Well, thank you. It's so good to spend time with you today. I can't wait to hear this project and all the waves and the.
Yeah.
What can we do to support you right now? What is the call to action for people? Like, what is Puerto Rico asking for in terms of support or help, or what do the people on the ground need from us?
The biggest thing was the message of that we did already. Now we need to find a nice, honest guy, pro-statehood, that is the political party of the ex-governor. We have to respect that he won. It's democratic, so he won. But he left now because he got fired by us. So now we need someone honest that is not into corruption and is not in his circle.
Okay, good. All right. Well, anything else that people need to know right now? No? Album coming?
Album
you have a date?
coming.
You have a date?
I don't have the exact date, but it's in between October and November. and Bellacoso is out, and it has an awesome video.
And he
if you
needs to
wanna
get
shake
streaming
it-
numbers, and he has to get streaming numbers because it's all about numbers.
It's going great. Like it's just 1 week and it has like 30 million, so it's going.
That's
well.
a great streaming numbers.
But numbers it doesn't import. It's not important.
It's not important to you, but those CEOs you like so much at
Yeah,
Sony,
they like
care.
it. That's why maybe they like me. No, they like me without the numbers. I know.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming by today, Residente.
Thank you.
Spot 105.1.